Ken Mason from Whispering Souls. Welcome to part 2-1, if you want to call it that. So the first thing I want to look at is the aura and its actual protection system and how we can use it to help us on a day-to-day basis. And then we'll start breaking up the other parts of the aura of the next two sections of the protection. So on the day-to-day basis, we all go out and we see things and we feel things, and a lot of things that we forget or say, ignoring it or whatever. And then, a couple days later says, I knew that was going to happen. Or somebody comes in the house says, you wouldn't believe what happened to me. And you go, I had a dream about that the other night. Not necessarily a dream, but a feeling. And that is because we have a very strong protection system, and it uses our intuition to protect us. So this first little part's all about your intuition. So your intuition is that 3-foot space around us that we call, this is our 3-foot area. That's why people say, stay out of my 3-foot area, because it starts to annoy them. But the intuition is all about knowing what something's going to happen just before it happens, or a day or two before it happens. And the very strong evidence of that, of course, is if you look at someone and say, I don't like that person. There's a jive about them I don't like. There's your intuition coming in saying, stay away from this person. This person's not good. It's the same as if you may be going down and going to buy a car or something, and you go, and you walk up to the car, you go, don't like it. And you keep walking, all of a sudden you see a car and you go, oh, this one feels good. And I know people say, well, you know what, it's a car. It's not going to have any intuition, but what happens is your intuition knows the future. Or your aura knows the future. So it knows that if you buy that other car, it's a junk car. And it's not going to last long, but this one's going to last longer. So take this car, not that one. So always kind of trust that intuition. I always tell people there's odd things that happen and we should always pay attention to. I had a couple of girls come in and see me have a reading one time, and they said, I don't know why, but, we're 19, and why do we keep finding guys that they always break up with us after 3 months, and they abuse us, and they end up being on the side of the road. And I said, well, what was your first impression of them? And he says, well, we felt that they were a creep, but they like a nice body. I'm going, well, you see, that's your problem, because you're not paying attention to your intuition, you're paying attention to your instincts. Your instincts obviously are to reprocreate, be with whoever you need to be to reprocreate, because that's our natural instincts. Our natural instincts are not to be smart, they're there to reproduce. To be smart, you have to use your intuition. And that's the one that warns you. So if you meet somebody and you walk in and you go, oh, geez, I don't like you, pay attention to that. It's the same thing as, on the other side, you're going to meet somebody that, you may be sitting there, somebody walks and you look at him and you go, oh, I know him from somewhere, but I have no idea where. I know him. I've met him before. And he's going to say the same thing, or vice versa. I know I'm saying males and females, but it's just as an example. And you'll find out later that your aura touched his aura and replied back saying, hey, you know what? These were lovers in a past life, or these were brother and sister in a past life, or mother and father, or, some kind of weird connection in a past life, or perhaps even 3 or 4 lives, and you're reconnecting again. So if you get these feelings and you can't figure out why, be very careful. Be very careful and pay attention to them, because they could be very beneficial to you. You're going to meet people like you look at them and go, oh, I really would like to know this person. I really like to meet him. And suddenly, you have a whole bunch of benefits for your life, or for your work, or whatnot. So pay attention to your intuition, because it's very, very strong for this kind of work. Sorry, the stroke's kicking in right now. I'm not having one, but the damage I had. So we've all heard of stories of people that won't go on, they won't go on boats, they won't go on planes, they go up, alleyway, and all of a sudden they're afraid, they have to turn around and run away. Well, again, this is your aura, this is your protection. So don't discard things when it says something to you. An example to you, an example for me is that I remember driving to work. Mine was 45 minutes to get to work and back. And 1 week, every time I filled up with gas, I kept hearing this voice in my head, a little feeling first, but then I get a little voice, and I kept hearing, air pressure. And I kind of ignored it. And I was pumping in the gas, and as I'm pumping the gas, I'm like, my eyes are drawn to my tires. And I'm thinking to myself, obviously, being male and all that kind of stuff, and being the stupid side of me, ignoring, next time I'll test it. Oh, next time I'll put air into it. And eventually, I'm driving down the road, and all of a sudden the tire blew. Bring it to Canadian Tire and look at them and say, what happened? They said, oh, you didn't have enough air pressure in it. We're going to, obviously, they did it for free, thank God. But this is a message to all of you, that if you're getting these little messages repeatedly in your mind and you're trying to figure out what they are or ignore them, these are warnings to you from your aura saying, this is what's coming. We know what's coming. Pay attention. Do this now. So anytime you have some kind of weird things going on, or you're being pulled in different directions, or you're being warned about people, sit down and pay attention. One of the other examples you may find is that you may wake up or suddenly have a feeling that something's wrong, that something just doesn't feel right. And again, you have to sit, instead of worrying and calling everybody, all you have to really do is just kind of sit down and say, oh, you know what? I thought something weird. Is it my husband? Is it my wife? Is it my kids? Is it my work? Oh, it might be the car. And as soon as you hit that, you're going to get the feeling of, oh, that's what it is. And the whole point of that for what your aura is doing is it's giving you a chance to prepare for what's coming, or use something to be, to move away from it, or, protect your family if that's what's needed. So again, this is the aura. This is the protection part of your aura. It's very powerful. It works 24/7. That's why sometimes we wake up for no apparent reason, because something weird happened and your aura is going, wake up. It's also the part that, at 3 o'clock in the morning, you may get woken up by spirit. Maybe you're, a past loved one or a spirit in the house, and, your aura is saying, oh, wait a minute, there's something here you have to pay attention to. Wake up, wake up. And of course, the other one, the more famous ones, is as everybody drives, the daydream, right? So, they're thinking of something else, work or whatever, and then all of a sudden, they get woken up. The car in front of them braked or whatever. So this is your aura paying attention to what's going on in front of you or behind you, and saying, or side of you as well, and saying, as soon as something's coming, it'll wake you up. Very protective. Anyway, so that's this part for the protection of the aura. Next section, we're going to look at how your aura works with us in dreams, and why we're getting odd feelings for dreams and whatnot. So that'll be section 2-2. Right, see you next time. Bye.